I'm the fuck out. I didn't even get started on what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Bro, that movie was crazy.
Crazy, Francie. Yeah.
What are the specials tonight?
That sounds good. I'll have that.
Hey everybody, Specialists in Nothing, back at you again, talking about everything, specializing in nothing. My name is Frank. As always, Joe and Danny, you guys want to say what's up?
What up? What up?
How you doing?
So
That would be wild though. Like if superheroes were in this, like in our world, like if our world had actual superheroes and shit, you know?
Like if we had a Superman or a
Well, that's what I was
Batman.
what do you
Well,
think the superhero would be? Who do you think it would be?
They're not gonna, like if you're not gonna be a superhero who's already made. You're gonna be a new superhero, you know?
Well,
Are
yeah,
are you profiling it as if like we're trying to be like if it was Batman, like would it be a billionaire? You know what I mean?
Well, I meant
Not
like
for nothing though.
if it
real
was-
quick, for all the billionaires that are in the world, no one's just making a suit and fucking fighting crime. Like, come on.
how do you
man,
know? It's not
something
like they're
better
gonna
with
tell
it.
you.
Yeah, but something would be on the news, like. A
But do you
vigilante.
think it would be even realistic? You couldn't get away
No.
with any of that shit.
Well,
Yeah, true.
Could it?
let's think about it for a second. You could just use a police scanner to see what banks would be. I mean, nobody really.
Right.
Okay,
Something
Spider-Man.
like that part of it is easy. I'm talking about like doing the actual fighting, the crime. You're breaking shit, breaking into buildings and doing illegal shit
Yeah, who
all
pays
the
for that
time.
stuff?
You know what I mean? Like think
Yeah.
of all the shit that happens during superhero movies that you're like, wow, Hulk just destroyed 25 buildings in New York City, smashed about 50 cars. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, like who
Batman
comes out
just
and is like,
blew
"Who's
up
paying for my
fucking
car?"
3 blocks in Gotham City. You know, took down a helicopter. Joker
Yeah,
fucking
but it's
shooting
for
rockets.
a greater cause.
Blowing up hospitals.
I know.
No, the Joker blew up hospitals. So yeah. I
No,
guess
he
not.
said the Joker's doing rockets. I said blowing up hospitals.
Or would would real life superheroes be more like kick ass type shit?
See, that is what I see.
Oh.
I think like the movie Kick Ass.
Like what's the David Wayne's one from back in the day? When he had the freaking belt, him and his brother.
fuck. Yeah,
I'm lost. But
Blank Man.
Blank Man, yes, great movie. You talking about like that
Yeah.
kind of superhero?
That's pretty cool. I don't know. It's weird. Like, I mean, you think with everything going on in the world, like, no one's genes have mutated into being like fucking X-Men or something like that. I mean,
Danny.
there's people that have telekinesis where you can move things with your mind and shit, but those people
don't
are probably locked up or contained or something. I definitely think there's human experiments going on somewhere somehow.
I don't believe in telekinesis. I don't think that's a real thing. I
You
think
don't
that's
have to
a
believe
fantasy
it is a real
fiction
thing. It's legit. It's fucking factual.
No, like people can't do it.
factual.
Dude. All right. That's fine.
It's
I'm
it's
not
a
gonna argue
fictional
with it.
like
That's fine.
magical
Danny's
like Harry
pissed.
Potter thing. Like it's not something that people can actually do,
No, it's-
dude.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
dude.
it's within the movie Carrie. That's about it.
The movie Phenomenon with John Travolta introduces
Movie.
telekinesis.
Movie hashtag.
Where do you
movie.
think movies get their ideas from? From real life?
Fantasies of what people want? It's
I know,
exaggerated
man.
versions of real life.
I
dude.
try to say this is why Danny believes so much unreal shit.
Back
He's
to the
so
Men in Black
dedicated
marbles.
to the movies that they get it from somewhere.
Dude.
Bro, imagination.
There's
is a thing.
actually there's something just like Hogwarts out there that somebody's seen and they wrote a book about it. A whole thing.
I saw that kid go through the wall of the train station. I'm not crazy.
That's different. That's magic.
Telekinesis is magic, bro. It's a superpower. It's fictional. It's not
You know
real.
what?
It would be
We're-
cool to be. I feel like I'm Joe right now.
Bro,
It's
it-
cool to think about.
Right.
but it's
You
not
want
real.
a movie on real shit. So like the taking of Pelham 123. A guy fucking fucks the stock, steals a train, acts as a terrorist. That's something that's completely real,
Mhm.
situational. You can like kind of relate to that. Like you could see
Mhm.
that happen and it could actually happen, actually.
Okay.
And someone fucking took that idea and made a movie about it.
Yeah.
That's where you're saying, like,
So see,
that's where you
this
could
goes
say,
into this goes into what I meant. Like my first question, if I could rephrase it, who is the most superhero that we know now that you think is the most realistic that could actually possibly be?
literally Batman,
I was
without
gonna say,
all the
like,
crazy shit.
I was gonna
See,
say
I would say
Man.
Iron Man. Yeah, I would say Iron Man because the money and like all that stuff. I
Right,
mean, I
but
know
you think
Bruce Wayne
someone's
has the
gonna be
money
flying
too, but
around in a suit? Like, I don't think Batman's gonna be fucking jumping off buildings, opening his cape, and then landing on his feet
Yeah.
perfectly. You know what I mean?
So-
obviously they're both
Yeah,
far fetched to their degrees. But I do think that that's more realistic because like even like the jetpack things that people are working on, like it is something that's like kind of
True.
possible
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
So I do think it is like realistic to think about for the future or
And with all
upcoming
the
future.
AI that we have, I'm sure they could figure
The
something out.
question though is this: not really who would be this superhero, but what is a superhero gonna do? There's not like crime that's going on like in the movies, you know? I mean,
Like
there
when
is
it's like interstellar crime or like
Wait.
some like
right. Like I don't
like
think-
something that the cops couldn't stop or we would need a superhero, which
Right.
that goes into like the Transformers thing of like saying like are they bringing those kind of villains like once we have superheroes around, is that the reason that supervillains are there? Like,
Ooh, that's
you know what I mean? Do we banish them because oh well these villains wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you?
Yeah, but then what if there's like
True.
let's just say an Iron Man type of person comes to fruition and it's like, all right, he's in New York, but there's the Battle of New York in California. Is just he gonna fly all the way across the country, or is there gonna be like a Miami Iron Man, LA Iron Man, and New York City Iron Man? You know, like more than one person has to come up. We need a team of Avengers. It can't just be like one dude. Unless you're Thor.
I mean, in Iron Man 3, he had like 50 of those suits, so it's possible to have one in
lot
each
of
state.
suits. They kick ass in those suits. for
That was
sure.
actually my favorite one. That whole scene at the end was so dope.
That was a really
Wait,
good
I'm sorry.
episode.
What scene? I missed what you
With
said.
Iron Man, when he had like the 50 Iron Man suits and he saves Pepper and like they're
Oh,
all
yeah,
on,
that's so
being
dope.
powered by Jarvis. That was
Oh, what's it
awesome.
called? He has a name for it.
Mach 3 or Mach something like that, right?
Is that what it was called when he called for all of them? You know how he's always like
Yeah, he says,
even,
like, Star
even when he got
Project something.
Spider-Man's suit when they were fucking taking the rocket up in Endgame,
Yeah.
and he was
I
trying to
understand
chase
that.
after Doctor Strange, and he gets sucked up, and then as fucking Tony's flying up, he says, "Whatever, release something, something," and then the
Mhm.
fucking suit comes popping
I know
out.
what you're talking about. I can't think about it. I mean,
That was a horrible way. I dragged that on way too much.
No,
Never
but
mind.
it was. I got it. We got what you meant.
You know what I mean?
would you take up that role as a superhero? Let's say that you were the billionaire. Would you just like live your life lavishly on yachts and shit? Or
100%. I'm not going to fight crime.
Nah.
I'm done. I'm over it.
You know what? It's tricky because like I would want to, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, really?
Where no one can find me.
Like I'm not gonna take on all these people because I'm gonna break something, a rib, an arm, an ankle, a fucking finger, you know?
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Is
Freaking
at what
nail.
point are you allowed to take a day off once you commit to it, though? Like, I would want to
That's
say, like,
true.
yeah, like when you pass something and you see it happening, obviously, natural reaction is like fight or flight. So, like, I feel like I would want to stop it if I had the ability to, and like the money and all the resources and so on. So, yeah, you feel like that. But then, at what point do you stop? Are you allowed to take a day off when you're bruised and hurt, or like, you know, when you take a day off and something happens, are you to blame now because you weren't there?
True.
You
So
know?
I'm thinking about this, right? You just said day off. I'm like, all right, these superheroes gotta be strong. Granted, Iron Man has a suit, but let's call it Batman. Batman's a strong guy. Or another superhero, if you will. These motherfuckers, when they're not in like hero uniform, are they shopping? Are they filling up the Batmobile with gas? Like who fills up the Batmobile?
Probably, Dave.
Alfred.
You know, like are they at the gym? Do they go to the same gym as us? When do they work out? Do they have an at-home gym?
Well, any superhero has a secret identity. So yeah, that's when they would be able to go to the gym. Is that Peter Parker, Tony Stark, so on, so on, so on.
Yes,
You know, so like,
then-
yeah, that's the whole purpose of keeping it a secret. So you can still have a taste of normal. But that's the thing is, my thing is more so like, what if when bad stuff happens when you're trying to be normal or you're taking a break or whatever? So like when you see in Spider-Man, it's like, oh, you're in the middle of the day. Fuck, I gotta go. Like that would be the
Yeah.
worst part of being a superhero is literally having no personal life.
You can't have kids.
True.
You can't have kids.
I mean, why?
How are you gonna? Let's
They have
look at this right now.
superpowers.
You
I
can
like
have
kids with
kids,
superpowers.
bro. Look at the Incredibles.
Okay,
For real?
Joe,
I want a baby
wait a
Jack
second.
Jack.
don't let your kids hear that. Think about it like this, Frank. You have 2
Bro,
kids right now.
Even
You're
Kick-Ass. a
gonna
movie
change
we referenced.
diapers, feed them, bathe them, let them nap while you're out fighting crime. You're gonna be exhausted. No way. No way.
All right,
Listen,
maybe you don't fight
get me
as much
wrong.
crime. You think this is a
I was gonna say-
24-hour,
think-
7-day-a-week
well,
job?
Well, yeah, like we
Dude,
just
you
said about
can't
taking
just
time
I mean,
off.
bro, there's crime every minute of every day somewhere all around New York City, just New York City alone. So
Yeah, you can't stop all crime.
What are you
also
gonna do?
can't pick and choose. How you gonna pick
Yeah,
and
you would
choose?
have to. How are
Danny,
you going to pick and choose by
what
what,
would
you hear
you
about
do?
what you don't?
If you were a superhero, what would you? How would you go about it? What would be your routine? Tell me your routine if you were a superhero.
Or even better, if you had two things to choose from to save, what's the one that you go for? Like how you just said, how
Bro,
do you choose?
my question first, Frank.
That's
That's
fine.
a
It could
good
be a part
question.
B. I just
That's a
didn't
good
want to forget. It could be a B question. Don't yell at me, man.
A, B, see your way out.
I don't know. Well, what do they got alternatives? You know, like is it who and who?
Well, go to his question first.
You
I
motherfucker.
don't even remember my question.
What was this question?
Don't ask me. I don't remember.
Okay, Joe. Cool. So, well, I don't know. Like, what would my day-to-day thing be? You saying as what? Am I Spider-Man?
I don't
Am I
know,
Wolverine?
Danny. I'm just asking you hypothetically. All right. Don't make me pull a Frank or you know what I mean? Hypothetically, if you were any superhero, just think of it real quick. It could be anything. You don't even have to specifically tell us what type of superhero you would be, but what would be your routine to figure out where the crime is and how often would you do it? Like,
I
what
mean,
is?
I would say crime fighting is between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. After that, I'm off the clock. You know, I'm not gonna just.
What, so you're gonna take the night shift,
Yeah,
the
that's
Oh,
skull
overnight
shift.
shift.
crime happens. Bro, I'm not waking up at 7:45 in the morning, yawning, throwing my suit on, and flying somewhere else to fight crime. It's 6:30. I'm in traffic all day. No, thank you. Like, I'd rather be swinging from whatever, anything. It's really cool grappling hooks and shit. Like at nighttime. That'd be
See, but I
dope.
think that's the point of being a superhero is that there is no time or no clock. Like it's not a window at night or whatever. It's a matter of, oh my God, I just heard that this happened. Oh my God, you hear that from the radio? Oh my God, look what just popped on that billboard. Oh my God, like how Spider-Man would see something. That's how I would take it into the most realist. Like, or like how you said before, a police scanner, like how he did. Like there's
Police
got to be
scanner's
certain
probably
ways
the
where
way to
you
go.
could hear of things happening and then you would get sucked in to find out something bigger that you could stop or,
Yeah.
oh, this leads to this or whatever. So I think it's
Be like
more
a
about just what you
detective
come
part of it.
across. But the crime that you don't hear about and you don't come across, you can't stop it if you didn't know about it.
That's true. But then it's like, are we stopping train robberies or bank robberies? Like, what kind of crime are we talking here?
If
Because
you
look
heard
what's
about
going
it,
on in the fucking city right now. Like, real talk.
what?
People are
What's
getting
going on?
beat to death with fucking hammers when they're trying to take money out of their ATM. You know?
What?
You didn't hear this? This is a
No,
couple
you
weeks
didn't
ago.
hear about this?
Yeah, this was a
No.
couple weeks ago.
Somebody got beat with a hammer to death at the ATM
Yeah.
in New York City, in Manhattan?
New York City. Yeah, man. This is New
Damn.
York City.
I did
Shit was
not hear
crazy,
about
dude.
that.
Yeah,
heard
and
about
then
it.
like with all
Pretty
the
vicious.
like everyone's robbing these jewelry stores and shit like that. There's no problem. Dude, whatever. I can't imagine.
Response times are down. That's why. That's exactly
Because they
why.
defunded the police and now there's no cops on the street and it's
Well,
all
a lot
petty
of them
crimes.
retired too. A lot of them after
They
what was
got
going
fucked
on,
out.
whether it was COVID or whether it was all the stuff that was going on in the city and like all the different things, there was a lot of them that did quit or retire too.
Yeah, or got fired because they wouldn't take the vaccine.
Didn't want to get vaccinated. Yeah.
You think superhero has to get vaccinated?
You think what?
You think superheroes have to get vaccinated?
No, probably not, Danny. If they didn't want to,
I feel like
they're superhero.
I mean, if it was a Batman
First of
type
all, if I
superhero,
was
yeah.
a superhero like Superman, you think he needs a fucking vaccine? You think
Well,
Superman,
Venom?
no,
You think
Batman,
Venom
yes.
needs a vaccine?
Wasn't Venom
No.
a villain?
Whatever.
Originally,
It's still
yes.
whatever.
Super
whatever.
villain.
He's the superhero in his movies, okay,
anti-
in his story.
I liked what's his name to play him too. What's his name? Tom Hardy. I thought he played him fucking great.
So it does kind of bog. Like we watch all these movies and shit, and it's like like you said before, mad shit gets destroyed, right? Buildings collapse, cars are on fire, bridges broken, whatever the case is. Who pays for this shit to get fixed? Who fixes it? You know? And I thought about this originally after we saw Avengers and Spider-Man. What was it, Michael Keaton? He finds all this extra shit that was the Chitauri guns and stuff and like all their weapons, and he starts to sell them. And I guess the regular construction workers or people like that are the ones who fix the streets and the roads and the fucking buildings and stuff. But someone's got to pay for it, you know? I mean, let's just call it the Avengers. Let's just talk Avengers for a second. Do they just walk away scot-free? They don't have to pay for anything? Is there a fund or something that the tax people?
In their case, they knew who they were, so there would have to be a fund, especially since like Tony was a millionaire or certain things like that. I'm sure there was some type of fund that he had to or some of them had to allocate or whatever. But I think in the case of like any normal everyday, like we were talking about for real, like let's really try and put this in. I think it would have to be like some kind of fund per city. So each city has like certain amount of damage fund or like an insurance policy on the city for their superheroes policy or something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay. So on the flip side, do superheroes get paid? You know, like Hawkeye.
No.
He's gotta get paid. You gotta get paid. He's like a professional superhero. You know, I do feel like they gotta get paid some way, one way or another.
Yeah, true. I mean, bro,
I don't know.
You're taking it upon yourself to do this. You think someone's gonna pay you?
Well, let's just say that you're not.
It's your choice. Nobody today in this world is asking for a superhero. We would love it. It's cool, but like, who the fuck's really pushing somebody? I mean, we make jokes
like you said,
about
no
like Elon Musk
that needs to stop.
and fucking what's his name of Amazon, Jeff Bezos. Like we joke. There's all the memes about him, Jeff Bezos laughing. It's like a villain laugh. But like nobody's saying like Jeff Bezos go be a villain. You know what I mean? We need a villain or we need a superhero.
Well, yeah, there's no supervillains to stop.
What is one superhero really gonna do without an actual special power? Think about it.
Besides just look cool.
We have a police force, we have a military, an army, we have all types of special forces, and we still have crime and people doing bad shit. What do you think one normal person trying to be a superhero, how much effect? Even if they do 10 people a day and help out, that's great, more than the average, but like,
yeah, you're not gonna stop 7 billion people.
You think they're gonna want to pay this one guy a lot of money even when they got fucking a couple million more and all types of fucking services?
This is some of the shit though, too. Like Thor,
It's
right? Thor's an off-world god. He doesn't
that
need
would
to
be
get
dope.
paid. He doesn't need to get paid. But at the same time,
He's gonna Bifrost his ass out of here.
who the fuck? When does he eat? What does he eat? Who pays for his food when he's here on Earth?
He's a
Like, when they-
fucking bro. He's
Yeah,
the
I
king's
get it.
son. He's a prince. What do you mean? He's son of Odin.
Okay,
like he
so he still has to eat.
Did you not see the food they had on the table in the feast when he got mad in the first one and flipped it and the food went everywhere? They
Yeah, all he
feast
has to
all
do is
day
just
long.
pop
But
back
I'm
up to
talking about-
Asgard.
They're
But I'm-
kings.
No, like
I'm
he
saying
said,
if
the
he's on Earth-
Biofrost, all he's got to do is pop up to Asgard. Even if he's on Earth, he just pops back
Asgard.
up to Asgard in a second. Like
Asgard.
the
Frank says
Biofrost.
Asgard.
Whatever. Thanos.
That Thanos.
But
God
you know what I
almighty.
mean? So to me, yeah. Oh, I'm getting famished. I need to go back up to Asgard and eat. Like, boom. What's his name? Open the portal.
I'm Dell.
Yeah, I'm Dell.
I'm Dell.
I'm just saying, like,
What if I was
Look at this
really
guy!
Captain America?
oh my god, he's got
What
the
if
Captain
I
America
what if
shield.
I was a superhero already, Danny?
And you didn't know.
I'm pretty sure you being a black belt gives
What,
it
you-
away.
You thought he was actually fake? What do you think that's from? What do you think that's from, Danny? Look,
I think it's from Black Panther. Oh, that's definitely a bomb that went off. And you just,
that's when I deflected a bomb during the first Avengers movie.
I remember that one. That was a
Then
good time.
this is from Black Panther when we fought in
Oh,
Civil
you
War.
have scratches on your Titan. Is it adamantium? No, it's titanium. No, it's vibranium.
Vibranium.
I'm sorry. I was
Right, is that
thinking,
the move that he does?
Yeah, he hides behind this.
But if Joe really was a superhero, would you be his Ned?
The guy in the chair?
I don't need a Ned.
I guess not.
Wow, he didn't even want you to
I
be.
guess
He
not.
said, "Fuck off, Ned."
He's like, nah, I got GPS on my phone. I'm good. I don't need you to tell me where I'm going.
I got a Magellan GPS.
It's a navigator, a Lincoln navigator.
Oh man.
Yo, but
That was-
honestly, let's say I was the Ned, the guy in the chair. How do I apply to be like Shield? You know, like how do you get onto the Shield aspect?
Well, I meant like
of-
Ned, as in like if you knew Joe was going
No,
to
like- like, yeah,
do
but
something,
Joe
would
would
you
be
try
like-
and help him from home with whatever you could on the computer? Would you be that guy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really that good at directions via MapQuest, but I'll help him out if I could.
Yeah, MapQuest.
Like,
I get what you're
like,
saying.
like, yeah, would you be okay with being a number two if you found out that your best friend had this superpower, had this money or this suit or something, and they were like, "Oh my god, yeah, I had to tell you this" or whatever? Would you be cool with being their number two and help them and like whatever?
Oh yeah.
Would you,
I'd be the
would you be like,
Robin
"Nah,
to any
fuck
of your
you, I'm
Batmans."
jealous."
He says, "Hell yeah."
I mean, yeah, not that I would be jealous. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, well, fuck you for being the hero. I want to be the hero. Like, we're both on the
Well, because
same
some people would
team.
feel that way. That's why I
No,
asked.
you're
you know?
right. You're right.
Some
But
people might
if it
have some
was-
resentment.
If it was either one of you guys who were like the hero and they're like, I need a sidekick, I'd be like, all right, just do me a solid and like shout me out every now and then. You know, just show a little appreciation. Otherwise,
I
I, will
feel like
send
as-
you right in the pit.
I feel like as a sidekick, I'd be more like, "Can you just make sure I have a cool costume?" Because the sidekick always has the shitty costume.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean,
Not
at that
really.
point, I
Robin
would make
had
my
a
own.
pretty dope costume when he was Batman.
Robin did have a
Next to
dope costume.
Batman in all black with his green and red, that was so gay.
Pretty dope
like,
to me.
I don't know. I always like laughed.
What
at
about
Robin.
Catwoman? Would you consider her a sidekick at one point?
Not really, because she never
She's
fought
got a
as his
dope
sidekick.
outfit.
She was her own entity that like just helped at times or whatever. More
I
like
would
a
say an
Suicide Squad
ally.
type of thing.
If anything.
Yeah, yes, like an ally.
You know?
Yes, I don't think
I
she was
mean-
a sidekick.
Not originally an ally, but she gets there. But what I'm saying
Yeah, no,
about
I
like,
was
with
never a fan
Shield,
of
like
Robin
how do you
Johnson.
apply for that? Like how do you be on the team of the good guys or even on the team of the bad guys? Like
Don't
You
apply, they
don't.
recruit
You, yeah, they recruit you, man. You don't go and apply. There's no website Shield.
that's what
They're
I'm
pulling the
saying.
best
Like, you
Secret
go-
Service agents
apply
are the
now.
best of the best.
Listen, well, wait. I'm at the best of the best of the best, sir. But I'm
Because
saying,
they're
like,
they're confidential, so they're gonna come to you and say, "Listen, this is our agency. We want you to work with us." Or blah blah blah. blah whatever it
so
is.
You
they're
think
gonna
you
show up
think
at my house and
you
be
think-
like, hey, you're really good on the computer. We want you to
Danny.
work for Shield.
Here you go. I got one for you. Because this is most realistic to you, I think. What
real?
if the fucking Men in Black show up to your house, the MIB, and they're like, Danny, we've been following you. We know how serious you are about this. You know what I mean? You think there's a website for MIB where you just like, hey, I want to
Why?
be
No, I guess you're right. But then, like, what about the people who are just working on the ships, like the people who build the ships? You don't have to be
Also
like
recruited.
a tech genius,
I mean, you do. Bro, think about our army now. We have secret bases where we build these incredible aircrafts.
right? And you apply to be part of the army.
No, you don't apply.
They
No,
don't
you
show
go
up
to
at your
like dope
house.
MIT schools
Bro.
and stuff like that, and then you go to yes, you apply for the army, but you
Right,
don't
they
apply for that
they
position. They
recruit
recruit
you,
you to that
right.
position.
I mean,
Yeah.
technically, all right, you might apply for the army, but like
That's still a
through
rank
the
that you earn
process
in
and
the-
in your
yeah.
school, yeah, you're right. They recruit you.
and then they
Guess so,
train
but
you.
What if you're like, nah, I don't want to do it.
How do you think Captain America got to where he was, bro? They recruited his ass.
Mhm.
Wait
True.
a minute.
Wait
No,
a
he
minute.
joined the army.
They did a whole movie. Yeah, he joined the army just to fight as a skinny ass little kid, and he
And then they
was
made him what
recruited
he
by
was.
them because he fit perfectly to what they wanted.
Okay,
Mhm.
valid.
And they made him
If
what he
if
was.
anything, I would believe that if that's how it would happen. That was kind of realistic to me. I see them
Yeah.
doing a secret test on one of us, a regular human, and him becoming
Yeah, to
like,
make him faster or
incredibly-
stronger. Yeah.
It's a little far fetched, but like it's not impossible. We
Well,
kinda
like
do
how you
use
say
shit
they're
like
working
that
on
now.
lizard people and they're doing things like that. I believe in that theory more than them working on lizard people or like stuff like that. Like them trying to get some type of serum or shot to try and make people be able to run faster or be stronger, to have a super soldier in a sense, and then be able to have our army set up like that. I could see testing for that stuff more than like genetic testing for lizard people or fucking what's the kid thing, the chrome hydrochrome or whatever it's called. Hydrenochrome, that's it.
No, it's just adrenochrome.
Oh, whatever.
Adrenochrome.
But I believe in those things being researched more than that. I mean, I believe in that thing being researched more than those things.
All right. So you think the same thing goes for like the villain side, like a thug or a goon? You're just like a low life drug dealer, and then he's like, "Hey, I'm starting a goon squad, and I need you to be part of it." You know, like,
I think the villains are more of like the freak accidents. So look at like Spider-Man No Way Home, right? Perfect example. Spider-Man No Way Home, spoiler if nobody has seen it yet. But when he has them locked in the tomb with all the rooms and they're all talking to each other and stuff like that,
yeah,
a lot of them had freak accidents. The Lizard Man, the Sand Guy,
right, okay.
Well, Jamie
But
Foxx,
I'm
like
not
whatever.
talking about that. I'm talking like the Joker's goons or his thugs that help him.
Well,
you
they're
know,
just
do the
they're
heist
just
and
already
stuff.
people that were criminals that just wanted to be with someone else that was a bigger criminal. You know what I mean? So yeah, super villain, super criminal attracts other criminals because, like he said, at the end
Yeah,
of
I
the day,
guess so.
you're never gonna stop crime. There's always people that are willing to do things for crime. So you're talking about like the Joker's like, yo, we're gonna go rob this bank. Let's go. Fuck yeah, it's easy for him to get 6 thugs, and then he popped all 6 of those thugs before they even left the bank anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is true.
Shout out Dark Knight, Heath Ledger. But
Dude,
but
great
yeah,
fucking
so great movie. That's why I had to say that. But no, so yeah, yes. But yeah, so I just I do think that it just it's just a different lifestyle. So it's easier to fall into that rather than being so sophisticatedly good technological at something to get drafted for working on this spaceship or doing this or that, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, you would have to get drafted.
So
it's
if
easy
you're
to be
saying
some
it's
low
easier
life
to
thug
get-
that could just shoot a gun or
Right.
just, you know.
So it's easier to
bad
get
shit.
drafted, if you will, to the villain side than the hero side.
Absolutely. And I think in real life, more people are relatable to being villains because bad shit happens to people. So I think
Yeah.
more people are easier to be a villain than a hero and nowadays in general.
So what I was gonna question about that is, let's say you are just on the fucking villain side, right? And you're just one of the goons or a thug, and you're doing a thing, and you see Captain America running at you. You think you're gonna beat up Captain America? What do you do at that point? Do you just like curl over and be like, "Go ahead, Cap, do you? I'm not part of this," you know? Or
If
just
it was
throw
the
your
group
hands
of
up?
like 10 of us and he's going to take out everyone, I'm going to fall while he's hitting other people and then hope he thinks that I was one of the ones he hit already.
I'm gonna play dead. I'm playing dead.
Like, oh, his back's to me. Oh, my jaw. Oh, my jaw. He got me too. I know.
Oh, that was right in the schnoz. I just
I
feel,
feel like that
that
would be a
like
good plan.
it would, but like, let's say you get beat up by a superhero now.
Yeah,
You just, or you're gonna get, let's say a fucking, you kill somebody on accident, or I'm sorry, no. If you're on the bad guys team, and the heroes coming at you like a slow-mo run thing that they always do, and everyone's getting their ass kicked. Who really thinks they're gonna beat up these? Like, who's fighting the Hulk? Come on, come on.
Not
I don't
Loki.
care what degree belt you got, Joe. You ain't touching the Hulk. I just feel like that's a pretty hefty crown to hold, you know? And it's like, you're good, even if you're a bad guy, the good guy is gonna kick your ass. And what about the people who accidentally die? You know?
Well, just because go back to what you said, who's going to fight the Hulk? Do you think Thor ended up winning that fight or no?
It's since the beginning of comics, they've always one lost and the other one won. Then one won and the other one lost. It's always been like that. I don't
No, I
think
know.
that they'll ever exclaim
one of
whether
them
or
win.
not explain who would win.
Well, because I think it was because since he was from the other world, it was like he was the strongest from there, whereas the Hulk was the strongest from here.
Right, but that's the same thing that goes to who's faster, Superman or the Flash.
The Flash.
Some would say, I don't know. See, it's
No,
crazy.
see, I say that because we're
What do you
from
think,
here.
Joe?
Like he's the fastest on Earth. Superman
Right.
is the fastest not on Earth. But you can't count someone that's not on Earth because he's not.
If they
he's
were gonna
not
race,
one of us. He's an
I'm
alien.
just saying, if they're
technically.
race, doesn't matter if he's an alien or not. I'm just saying, like, if they're gonna race. Joe, I think your mic is muted.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, we haven't heard anything from
Oh
you in the
my
last 8 minutes.
god. I think because it's from another planet, I still think it would be considered a superhero.
No, I'm saying who's faster, Flash or Superman?
Probably Superman. He's from another fucking world.
And then who would win, Thor or Hulk?
I don't
See,
know.
it's so hard for me to answer too, because
Probably.
my
I
two
mean,
favorite.
the Hulk can't die. He can't kill the Hulk. I don't think so. At least he
I
always
know, he
says,
sure
jumped
you're
out
right.
of a freaking airplane as a regular dude and woke up as the Hulk.
you know what I mean. And like Thor never dies either. So like, I don't think really there's ever going to be a winner. That's why they always do the back and forth. I don't
This
know.
is true.
Well, Thor almost dies from his sister right before he realizes he's the god of thunder and he didn't need the hammer, and like the music starts playing or whatever.
True.
She did almost kill him and she ripped his eye out. Whereas like you never even see.
Right,
the
but I
Hulk
think that's
bleed,
why
I don't
she
think.
ripped his eye out, because she knows she can't kill her brother.
Maybe. But I'm saying I don't think you ever even saw the Hulk bleed. Like even when he fought the other Hulk in the other movie, I don't even think he was bleeding at all.
I don't
What other
remember
Hulk?
now.
When he had the other super soldier guy that had like the spikes down his back. You don't remember that in the Hulk movie?
Oh yeah, I
The
got
Edward
you.
Norton Hulk movie.
Oh
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, okay.
So even in that one, like you know, they never made him bleed or anything when they had that whole fight scene and he was fighting someone else his size. Same thing when he fought the Hulkbuster suit when he fought Iron Man.
Yeah.
He wasn't bleeding at all. So I feel like Thor would be the one that you could kill and not Hulk, but you'd have to be like really powerful to kill him, like how his sister
So could
was, or like something
Wolverine
like that.
kill him then? Because Wolverine stabs him all the time.
Yeah, Wolverine can't die. So I
This is
don't know.
crazy.
Oh yeah, Wolverine can't die. Yeah.
Wolverine, Hulk, and Thor.
Who else can't die? You think?
Can I tell you, if I had a
lot.
son, I would have named him Logan.
That's cool.
I just always thought that was like such a badass name.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
Because
badass
of
name.
Wolverine. Like
You know, so all right, so you brought up the Hulk a minute ago, and this has always blown my mind because it's like this dude is in a regular clothes and then he turns into the Hulk, and apparently he's just got purple shorts from somewhere. And it's like, what happens to
They're
the
just
other clothes?
stretched.
You know, and like where's his purple shorts come from? He's barefoot. What happened? I mean,
It's
I get
explainable.
it. He rips out of his
I don't know, Danny. I ask the same shit all the time. It makes no sense. You're the one that's always trying to tell me.
I have a Danny theory on this one. If we take it back to the Incredibles and you look at, I forget her name, but the one that makes their suits and stuff, the little one with the glasses.
Oh yeah.
She makes the suit for Jack for when he's like in flames and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And it's like that special material. The Hulk could have that under his clothes, that it's like a material that could stretch with him as he gets big and stay. And then when he gets small, you know, shrinks.
Bro.
Guess so, but then I think when he gets smaller again, he never has clothes. How many suits do you think he goes through a fucking month? Like, if he's just like, oh man, gotta fight again. No, don't get me out. This is a new suit.
He's gonna pay for all those clothes.
You know?
Well, doesn't he eventually? He does keep the form all together, right? Like he's green always.
Mm-hmm.
Like he
Well,
does eventually
in the
merge the
last
two. And,
movie, yes, but we'll see what happens coming up because
no, because that's in the comics. That is what happens. He does change back and forth, whatever. But then he is like the Hulk with the glasses in the science
Professor
lab,
Hulk.
and like he was always Hulk, as you know, smart Hulk or whatever you want to call him. So there-
Always smart Hulk. What do you
No,
mean?
well, I'm saying after he,
Hulk,
'cause in the
dum-dum.
beginning of the comics,
Professor
he would
Hulk?
change back and forth from Hulk to not, and then there was the comics.
Oh,
where
in the
it had him and the
yeah, yeah,
glasses, and
okay,
where he
okay,
didn't
okay,
change
yeah.
anymore.
Right.
So I do think that that's how they're going to be with the movies, and they are going to keep him that way now, because even he said he's like, I learned a way to
Well, they're coming
whatever,
out.
and then I
they're
got
coming
tired of
out-
denying the
Braun.
beast.
put 'em
They're coming
together.
out. They're coming out with She-Hulk, so anything can happen right now. You never know what they're gonna do.
Ooh, I didn't even
This
know
is
that.
true.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
would
else?
love to see
So-
him have his own movie, because like they
Hulk?
really kind of still went off the Edward Norton Hulk before the Avenger, but he never had his own movie as Hulk.
I think he'll.
I
get
think
it.
they would be really cool if they did like Planet Hulk.
Actually, aren't they doing a Hulk? Don't they have it in one of their phases coming up?
I hope so. That would
thought
be
so.
awesome.
I
I would
know,
love
there's
to see them
definitely
give like
She-Hulk.
some.
But how does that? I don't even know. I don't know. So all right. So what's gonna happen when She-Hulk gets angry? What's gonna happen to those boobies, man? Is she gonna get giant boobs? Is it gonna burst out of everything? This is crazy,
Oh my god.
dude. All right.
That's fun.
Here's the thing. You guys saw Hawkeye or no? On
Yes.
Disney Plus.
Yes, great.
Joe, you see
was
it?
Awesome.
No.
All right, you gotta watch it. It's not really
Definitely
a
good.
spoiler what
You
I'm
can
about to
spoil
say,
it. I
but
don't care.
But like Hawkeye has his uniform or whatever, but for the most part, he's doing his regular stuff in his regular clothes. But someone like Hawkeye or like Black Widow, like Tony Stark could be wearing a suit in his Iron Man suit, but like, should they wear regular clothes underneath their suits? Like, think about Black Widow. Is she wearing like
Yeah, like her suit
Spanx
can't go
and
under
a
regular
tank top,
clothes.
or is she wearing like a regular bra and like are they cotton? Are they silk? I'm just saying.
Like, you know.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
I
I'm just.
caught that.
I'm just curious. Like when you got to suit up, is there separate locker rooms? Is everyone in one locker room? You know, I don't know. Locker rooms. You hear me?
I
Like
don't know.
fucking. I'm like, who builds their shit? Black Widow has these really cool gadgets and stuff. Does she build them? You know, Hawkeye.
Well,
He's
Hawkeye
got his
builds his
own
own.
arrows.
I was
Yeah,
saying
he's
he
got,
builds his own arrows. He shows you in the
but
show.
where
He
does he
showed you.
get all that stuff? He does, and that's why I like that because.
Well,
but
say
then
he
what,
He
explained
does it in
how
his
he made
garage, man. He lives in the fucking woods.
I was
No,
like,
you're
he
right,
did
you're right.
explain
In a
how he mixed the
secluded
chemicals
area.
and put them in the tips, and he did explain that. So he made them himself. Spider-Man was smart enough to make his own stuff himself. Tony Stark made it himself. If you're a superhero, you're gonna make your own gadgets. So that is something that I think that
Yeah,
you're not gonna have someone work on something for you. You might have like an Alfred or like how like the Incredibles had the other one. Like you might have one person you trust that you need stuff from to help you with like Happy for Iron Man or so on, whatever.
like the guy in the
But-
chair, like me for Joe.
Exactly. But so you're always going to need a net. But yeah, other than that, I think that's really it. I think it's really just the superhero and the net.
Okay, so do they they do their own laundry? They clean their own bloodstains out?
Yeah, look at Deadpool.
I mean, Aunt May.
remember when Deadpool
Yeah,
saw
you're
the
right.
blind lady in the
Yeah.
laundromat?
Deadpool, he says.
Come on, bro.
Aunt
I'll
May
throw
cleans
references out all
Spider-Man's
day.
dress. You're right. Oh, he's on point today. He's good. He's like. Dude,
I was ready for this one. I'm not gonna lie, I was really excited to talk about this one because that's one thing, like some of the theories that we've talked about, conspiracy theory, how you've been like, I know it's something that you just sit there and have thought about on your own time. This is something that I have actually sat and thought about on my own time. Watch a superhero movie and think about this for an hour or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I was excited to talk about this. Plus, this is such a good like stoner topic.
this is fun. I like it. because, you know,
Right though.
but, like,
This is
when
fun.
you're watching the movies, it's different. Obviously, I know it's a movie, but like when you're watching movies, they never, ever, ever show people going to the bathroom or fucking washing their hands. Nobody's fucking hungry. Nobody wants to
Movie would
order
be
food.
too long.
Drinking. Yeah, I get it, but like throughout this movie, the only time I've ever seen a superhero actually eat food is when they went for shawarma after they beat Loki. After
Okay.
that, I'm like, do they even eat? What do they eat? What if they have like allergies or gluten allergy? You think they go out for dinner every now and then?
I'm
Yeah.
sure they eat appropriately to what they have, Danny.
I'm concerned for their
Superhero or
nutrition,
not, man.
guys.
Like that's like the poorest person, walking the streets, gets a slice of pizza if he wants, or eats something that he has to, or whatever.
All
And
right,
I'm
yeah.
sure fucking Elon Musk, if he's a fucking, vegetarian, gets a salad.
Danny, I got a better question anyway, Danny.
Okay.
Out. So now, not Batman, not stuff like that. I guess let's stay in Marvel Universe. What do you think was the best individual movie? Not like Avengers, not Civil War, not something like that. Like Black Panther, Thor,
Oh, okay.
Spider-Man. Which movie do you, or Hawkeye even, like show, movie,
Wait, now,
series,
are
whatever,
you-
but individual. Like it could be Black Widow, it could be Hawkeye, it could be the shows too. But what story as an individual do you think they did the best?
Are you saying what character development
Yeah.
of explanation?
No.
Or are you saying
Like what character solo movie? Yeah.
Because I like Thor Ragnarok, but that has Thor and Hulk. Does that count, or is that
No, that's a Thor movie. That's what I meant. So you could say Thor, yeah.
in that case, I would probably say fuck. Because I don't know. I want to say like Guardians of the Galaxy, but then again, I really liked Captain America 1.
Okay.
That was
What
probably
did you like? What'd you say?
Cat 1.
Captain America, the first Avenger, or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
I think those are probably it. I mean, I love Thor. He's my favorite, and I really like Spider-Man movies, but I think Spider-Man goes good with Iron Man. Thor goes good with Hulk.
All right. What about you, Joe?
Your
I
favorite one-off.
really. So I'm gonna give you a between, and then I'll give you a final answer. It's between Thor Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
I really love Thor Ragnarok because I just like the style. It was funny. It was
Yeah.
awesome. There was action. You know what I mean? You got to meet the sister, and it was like dark for a second. You know, Thor's in like a weird place,
Right.
and I don't know. I like that one. It was fun. It was cool.
That was a good one too.
And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is just awesome. I fucking love it. They're fun, those movies. They're very colorful. There's a lot of action, a lot of, you know, like just
A
the
lot of
actors
stuff
in
in
it.
space that happens.
Right. You're like constantly in space and it's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? I don't know. It was just one of my favorite movies to watch. It's fun.
What about you, Frank? What do you think?
So if I had to pick one, and
Thanos.
I really did like Ant-Man. I really did like
Oh
Ant-Man.
snap! I totally forgot about Ant-Man.
But I'm not gonna say Ant-Man. I'm actually gonna say Doctor Strange.
I
love Doctor Strange's story. I can't
Actually,
wait to see his coming out this year too, the newest one. Like I would
Yeah.
love to say Spider-Man, but because that was just the newest movie that really hit me so hard, and like, you know, it was like the newest one. I
Right.
can't really say that, it's not fair. So yeah, but I would have to say Doctor Strange, and I'm so excited for that movie to come out with like
I'm
his
hyped, too.
side and everything.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I can't wait for that.
Mhm.
So yeah, definitely Doctor Strange and Ant-Man would be like my two. But
So
I'm
that
not
actually,
I'm not everyone that really liked main, like if there was something where like, oh, everybody likes like the White Ranger. I was never the guy that liked the White Ranger. Like I always liked like the sub character or like something like that. I was never like someone that liked like the main, one of the main five
Gotcha.
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So here's a question, since we're keeping it in Marvel, when they are on a team and they're all fighting and stuff, you see them put like earpieces in so they could talk to each other and shit. But like, what if that shit dies or if it falls out? Who are they just gonna come to the rescue? You know, if Hawkeye's on a building and he's like, guys, can you hear me? And there's like 9 fucking
Has that
Chitauri
not
monsters.
happened before? Where,
Yes,
like,
I was just gonna
don't
say it
know.
actually happened in the Hawkeye show when he was talking
Right.
to her and he loses his earpiece because
Yes.
he's kind of going deaf in that show. So he loses the earpiece and it gets damaged or whatever. I mean, I guess you would just try to hear it to the best of your ability. Like, imagine if that happened
But
in real
they-
life.
but
You're just
they're
gonna
like-
try and make the best of it.
But when Captain's running into a building and Iron Man's up top, you know, Iron Man's like, all right, I want everyone to bring them into the left corner of the southeast wing. And then what if Hawkeye's not there? And they're
Guess what?
expecting him to shoot.
When you're on the jet on the way to the mission together, you make sure those things are fucking charging.
Okay, yeah, but like if it falls out or if it breaks or whatever, like these motherfuckers, a lot of shit's happening around them. Dude, they're
I mean-
definitely traumatized too.
I
Think
mean,
about it.
they are
about
so
being a
good at
fucking
working well
superhero?
together and intuition on things of
Yeah.
what they can do that I'm sure that like it's like, okay, I know he's probably gonna do this or you know, some type of guesstimate or whatever and hope that they get lucky. Because
I
again,
guess so.
not every time do they win, as we've seen.
Yeah.
You know what
They
I'm saying?
they're definitely traumatized about this shit though. You think like they could like you think Hawkeye could just spend a regular weekend with his family not thinking about aliens in space? You know, like that's crazy, dude. How do
I'm
you
sure-
relax?
No,
as a
I'm sure there is
superhero?
times where you have to turn it off.
Have you go on
like-
vacation? Like, what do you do when you're not on a mission?
I heard this analogy once that's like you can hold a glass of water, but at some point from you holding it for so long, you're gonna have to put it down because yeah, it's not heavy enough to like kill your arm in 5 minutes, but it is in 15 hours. So it's all a matter of yeah, at some point you have to turn your mental off. You'll drive yourself crazy. Like it's almost like how people get into depression, how you get into stress. It's not if you're only focusing on one thing for so long, you have to turn it off at some point. You have to take a break. You have to put the phone down at some point, or you have to go lay in your bed and close your eyes. You have to like whatever. So even as that
Who's
as a
this
superhero,
guy?
just to be like have some type of sanity, like yeah, you have to be able to turn off that switch at some point and be able to balance it out.
guess so,
Because
but
life
the
is
thing-
always about balance at the end of
Yeah,
the day.
but think about it like this: war victims in real life. We're not talking superhero no more.
Yeah.
Real life war victims have PTSD and trauma, and you think they're getting flashbacks and shit. They're hearing noises on.
Yeah, but
fucking
they also
4th of
have
July.
groups and help and stuff like that to help them
Yeah.
to work through that stuff. You know what I mean, there's definitely practices to put in place to help with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you don't get that help and you don't go talk to those people, you're never gonna know. You know what I mean? So that's the biggest thing. That's why they always say like talking about something is the biggest key, because that's if you're not talking about it, you're only going to continue to know what you know. But if you go to talk to somebody about it, you can find out something different that you don't know.
So you think that? No, I'm sorry. Are you done?
No, yeah.
Do you think that superheroes are able to turn that off when they're with their family, or they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go on vacation next month. I'm not gonna be here to help save the world, guys.
I think
I
you
put it
have
in the
to.
schedule like 3 weeks ago. I'm off, so don't call me. I'm not going on that mission. You know, and then
mean,
they're just relaxing when they know
as
that
soon as-
that their other superhero friends are fighting.
As soon as they walk into the door, it's almost like their place of peace. Like Hawkeye walks in and kisses his wife, and the way it is, like that's his place of peace. Like, yeah, he's not thinking about anything else out because he's finally happy to be there. Like
Yeah, but-
Iron Man walks in his house and his daughter says, "I love you 3000." I don't think he's thinking about Thanos there. You know what I mean?
No, but at the same time, you got to now think about it like this: their family is always in danger.
Yeah, 100%. No matter what.
Always
That's
in
why it's
danger.
such a key to keep the identity a secret.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is
I
a
don't
good
know.
fucking topic.
I'm just gonna say, like, I want to hear. I want to hear you say, "I am Iron Man," the best way you can. Let me hear you say, "I'm Iron Man."
No, what is this? Okay.
I want to hear your best impression.
Who, me?
Iron Man and Batman. Let me hear him.
I
Go,
already
come on.
said I am never gonna do anything you ask anymore.
Fuck off, man. Get out of here. This is bullshit. I'm over here trying to find out if you're Batman, and you're like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not.
I
Doing
already showed you in Captain
Fucking-
America, so why the
Yeah,
hell?
and I was just gonna say I wouldn't do Iron Man or Batman because I like Hulk or Thor, so I'd give you like a Hulk smash.
All right, he gave you a Hulk smash.
I'm Batman. That's I'm
That was-
Batman.
That was terrible.
That's good. What do you mean? It's got the dopest.
You
I'm
sounded like the
Batman.
dad with the half of Batman mask.
I am Batman. Fuck out of here, man.
Oh.
Truth is, I am Iron Man. There you go. Boom. Nobody's seen us in the room at the same time, so you can't see it. I hate people wear that shirt, honestly. Like, I get the concept of it, but people are like, I'm not saying I'm Batman, but no one's ever seen us in the same room together at the same time. I'm like, yeah, okay. Because what would you and Batman
That's
be
such
doing
a
at the same place?
conspiracy shirt, though, and you don't like it?
Fuck that shit, bro.
Oh my god, what's happening to you, man?
I don't
That's
know.
funny.
I don't know.
So, all right, Captain America. What happens when your shield gets broken? Who do you go to for a new one?
Black Panther.
I don't know the guy that fucking made this shit.
Oh,
That's
you mean
some-
Tony Stark's dad, who's dead? Cool.
No, go to
him.
Black
some
Panther,
guy who's
Wakanda.
really good at metal shop when he was in high school. And
Metal
makes
shop. in
Fucking
high school.
$300 replicas of Captain America's shield.
Damn.
That's funny.
That's what I'm
That is
going
some
to.
shit. You
I
think
really
the
wish
bad?
he would have gave you the superhero answer, like, and played along with it. Like, what do you mean, man? I'm going to freaking
No.
Black Panther. And I'm gonna hit up his sister and tell her I need a new shield.
Like, yo, listen, Wakanda forever. But
I was just about to say that. That's funny.
So, all right, I get it. Before, when I asked you about getting paid, like the bad guys, they'll rob banks to get paid. But like, I don't think they're gonna rob a bank, get all the money, bring it back to the hideout. Which, by the way, do they pay rent for that, or like, how do they? Where's their hideout? They just pick spots. I'm genuinely concerned about this because you're not
feel
gonna
it-
see a bad guy go into the supermarket for food shopping. You know, like when do they eat?
I feel like all your questions are just like the same thing,
Rhetorical.
though. Like,
They're
no,
rhetorical.
they're all the same as in applied to like real life. Like, how do they this? How do they do
Yeah,
it
dude.
themselves? What do you mean? They're still a human living life. Like I said, like they make their own stuff, they do their own laundry, they like, you know what I mean? Like, but everything you're
Yeah.
asking is something, yeah, you would still have to do yourself.
But I'm just thinking in a real life superhero situation, like,
What, that
Everyone's
everyone does
gotta
everything
eat.
for you?
no, I'm just saying, like, you gotta have a certain team or something like that.
No. That's the whole
No.
point of being a superhero, is putting it all on your back.
I don't know. You know what else is weird? Like, speaking of this, let's say that there's like, all right, so you got the Avengers who, like you said before, oh, this is what I meant to bring up before. Okay. You were like, what's your favorite individual movie or whatever it is, or story? All of those guys from Marvel, for the most part, teamed up and became the Avengers, right? The only time I've ever heard of the bad guys teaming out was like Sinister Six with Spider-Man. You
Suicide
know,
Squad.
or like, would you? Okay, yeah, I guess so. But like, why do I don't
That
know.
was
I just feel
exactly
like,
what that movie was.
I feel like the bad guys should be teaming up more. I don't know,
Why?
man.
Because you
I
want them
guess
to win?
what happens if they do win? You know, heroes lose every now and then,
Yeah, we saw that happen. It's
right?
very
But then
sad.
after Thanos made that snap, then everybody was gone for 5 years. There
Right,
was
so
no
wait.
other villains. Like, why do they always uprise one at a time and not together?
I'm gonna switch it up from Marvel for a second, and I know you're
Go
not like
for
a
it.
Star Wars person, but
Yeah, I am.
okay, all right. So in Star Wars, the Galactic Empire takes over for a long time, and they were winning for a long time and in control. And what happened? Everybody was miserable. There was fear, there was chaos, there was exactly what evil wanted to happen.
Right.
So if they win, that's what happens. Fear,
I would
chaos.
say-
What did the Joker want? Fear, chaos. That's what they all want. That's the whole purpose of being a villain, is bringing
Look what-
fear and chaos.
Look what's going on in the world today. So y'all over here talking about what if, and we're all like, holy shit. But I'm the conspiracy theorist. Cool. Let's wrap. Thank
No,
you, everybody.
I was
No,
gonna
go
say
ahead,
like
go ahead.
what, because like how I said, like they put it on their back and like they do it by themselves, bro. What's Uncle Ben said it the best? With great power comes great responsibility. That's what that means. You don't get a team, bro.
You're right. All right.
Get
I have
Aunt
one
May
last
and-
question
and-
for you guys.
And what's his name? Ned.
Ant-Man and Ned. Is that what you said? Ant-Man.
Yeah, you
and
get
Ned?
Aunt May and Ned. That's
Oh,
it.
Aunt May and Ned. All right. This is my last question for you guys, right? You have a team of 6. You are included. You are number 1. You get
So
to pick
5 other superheroes.
5 superheroes from the Marvel universe.
Marvel only.
Marvel only. Go ahead. Joe, you want to
Joe.
go first? Joe
No.
never wants to go first.
I don't ever want to go first. Thank you.
Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk for sure, because they're my 2 favorite.
more.
Doctor Strange. I probably wouldn't pick Ant-Man. I liked his movie and I thought the comedy was great, but I wouldn't pick
Yeah.
him.
Okay.
What are we
I'm trying
rating 1 to 5? You said.
No, he's
I got
just saying 5
or just 5 that would be on your team.
characters on his team. You
So
got
Doctor
Spider-Man.
Strange, Spider-Man, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
okay.
lie, when I play the Avengers game on Xbox, I use Black Widow the most. She's
Yeah, you did.
dope. She's
Yeah,
so
you
dope.
did.
Her martial arts is insane.
Impeccable. It's crazy.
She could beat Joe up for sure.
Hell, I would let her beat me up. I would straight up I'd be like, yeah, you want the handcuffs or you want to use your own? Because I, you know.
Fucking crying.
All right, what you guys?
So I haven't fully thought about it, but I'm off the top. It's Thor, Wolverine, Spider-Man. Those are my
Wolverine's
top
Marvel?
3. Yeah, Wolverine's Marvel.
Mm.
Motherfucker. Those are my top 3 favorite. If I'm gonna stick with like Marvel, it's gonna probably be. I like that Doctor Strange could just make shit up out of nowhere, so probably him. But I think Wanda
Oh, that's a good one.
might have to replace
She's strong. That's a good one to
Scarlet
pick.
Witch. Yeah, and I guess lastly, I'll just throw Iron Man in there because he's the shit. But I know Joe's gonna come up with some stuff, and I'm like, man, I fucking should have picked that one instead.
Oh, you did that for me with Wanda. I'm not gonna lie. I should have threw Wanda in there.
So my team of 5. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Mhm. You and 5 other superheroes.
Okay. First,
Dylon, and Dylon.
no. Okay. Shame on you guys for not picking anybody from Guardians.
I don't
You know what? I
Guardians
thought
like you
about
guys
it.
do.
Not really. I mean,
I picked Groot because he's just the coolest, but I'd rather pick the 5 that I
I
had
am
over him.
Groot. I'm telling you, I'm like the impersonation king. I can be anybody. Who you want to be? Pick someone.
Star-Lord, Danny. This is my time.
Star-Lord?
I won't give it to you.
No, I'm listening. Star-Lord.
Star-Lord. Let me hear your Groot impression.
I'm Groot.
Vision.
Solid. I was gonna pick him, but I chose Iron Man instead.
Okay. Wanda.
Solid.
Right.
Yep. 3 left. 2 left.
2 left. I wish
Those
there
are
was
you
3
counting.
left. So I'm trying to really pick my last 2 hard on this. Doctor Strange.
Okay, so you're gonna have 2 wizards.
Right.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And then I need a leader, man. And who's the leader of all fucking leaders?
Captain.
Captain fucking America.
I know who you picked.
I need the motivation. I
See,
need
but I feel
fire under our asses. That's what gets us to win the fight every time. Cap never gives up.
I could do this all day.
That's a good point. See, when Danny said it, I was thinking like
Never
we were
gives
the
up.
leader of our own team, so I didn't think of it like that. But when you put it
I
that way,
will
that is a good point.
gladly stay in the back of the line of my team.
Yeah, behind Cap. Yeah, I hear you.
Cheer
I hear
them
that.
on. You need me to make a
Good
phone
point.
call when I see them coming up in the sky, flying down 37th Street? Got you.
Yeah, Cap, they're on their way. They're on their way. All right. So you guys really gonna let this episode go without doing an I'm Batman impression? Come on.
I am Batman. You just because you messed it up, I'm not gonna do it no more.
Do something else. Let me get your Groot impression.
I don't have a Groot impression.
Everybody has a Groot impression.
I
am
got one for you.
Groot.
What?
Do you know
Okay.
how I got these scars?
Ooh.
My father was a drinker. And one night. That's all I got.
That was
Oh,
impressive.
bro. Alice, cancel the popcorn.
Wow, dude. Impressive.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the rest. That's why, but yeah. I honestly did always love that. I always did love that.
Incredible.
Okay, that's impressive.
Great. scene.
I was born in the dark.
Wow.
That was pretty good. Yo, you sounded like him. That was pretty good.
Oh man. All right, cool.
I could do this all day.
Oh, all right. I feel good that I actually got a fucking impersonation from all of you. So
There you go.
both of you.
On that note,
Yo.
take us away, D.
Thank you for the likes, listens, shares, and follows. This is John J. Jomison.
Oh man.
Nah, I'm over it.
That was good. I like that exit.
Thanks, guys. All right. Well, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Thanks for the likes, listens, shares, and follows. Guys, have yourself a good night. If you enjoyed this, please comment or pass it along to somebody else who you think would like this show. You know,
It's
We're open
just
to
one
new
button.
listeners. Share.